1912 and right next door to the Frank Lloyd Wright Designed Warehouse. Just a reminder that you can rent either one of these places for class reunions, birthday parties, weddings, receptions, whatever kind of event you might have. And they do have a little garden here, and in fact, we're going to visit a garden. Just a little to the edge of town for a tour of Covered Bridge Gardens. Here it is, harvest time, and Mark Gill will be our tour guide.
Okay, hi, I'm Robin.
I'm Mark.
Yep, this is Covered Bridge Gardens.
All right.
We'll give you a video tour, I guess. So that's our
official
logo.
Sign and everything. Yeah, it's professionally produced.
That looks good.
Actually not, but I just made that up.
I think there was a covered bridge over here.
There
Once
was.
upon a time.
We are right off of Covered Bridge Road that has no covered bridge, unfortunately, but that's okay. We like the name anyways,
Yeah.
and we sort of like the symbolism of not having a covered bridge on Covered Bridge Road.
It was getting kind of narrow, I heard.
Oh, okay.
Like for trucks.
I heard somebody ran into it, but I don't know.
I heard that too, but I didn't want to say that. But anyways.
I think it's a better story that they ran into it.
Well, it's true.
We did think of Uncovered Bridge as a name, but that didn't go.
That sounds kind of funny. So this used to be a barn, I guess.
Yep, this is the old barn foundation, which we're using now as junk storage, plus grape growing. You can see the grapevines growing up on the greenhouse there. If you look back behind you, you'll see some mosaic art that we had done
Oh, yeah.
by a local
Yeah, get a close-up of the
local
mosaics.
mosaic artist.
It's a little bit covered up, but
Yeah.
that's our friend Lynn Thompson. She is the mosaic artist, and I think did a fabulous job on the two. It took her a week to do each one, and yeah, it was just a really fun project.
Are these like found plates and things?
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
she
all
breaks plates up. She has a huge collection of plates.
busted plates.
Busted plates.
Busted
That's it,
plates,
yeah.
yep.
So here we got a bunch of fruit trees lining the foundation here that include lemon, lime, kumquat, olive, avocado. Yeah, all kinds of fruit trees, and they come in for the winter. None of these guys can make it out for the whole season, unfortunately.
Not in our zone, right?
Yeah, no, they're all more tropical trees.
Yep.
Yep.
But we are getting lemons and limes off them, so that's kind of fun. And I'm hopeful we're going to get kumquats soon.
And what are, show me those. I
The
don't see
kumquat
those
is
all
just
the
this
time.
little guy right here, and you can see the start of the little fruit on it. So yeah, it's so it's kind of just a fun thing that I've never really even eaten a kumquat. So
What do they look like? I don't
they're like
know.
little oranges.
Oh, yeah,
But you
okay.
eat the skin.
You do?
Yeah, that's my recollection of maybe 2 times I've eaten kumquat. This is the chicken
Chicken run.
run. Yes.
So they
that's
hang.
their house, and then they come out during the day and hang out.
Yeah, we call that the coop.
Yes, and that is happy chickens. Obviously, they are not confined in 1-foot square boxes.
And
like
there's 17
many
of them,
chickens.
all hens. We did have one rooster that snuck in, and the rooster ended up with an Amish family living. up
Okay,
there.
you can't trust those roosters
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, he was kind of bullying.
We don't
them.
need the
Yeah,
drama.
no.
This is a low drama farm.
Can we sneak around the other? Well, after the greenhouse, can we look at the other side of
Sure,
Sure.
you bet.
their neighborhood, the hood?
Yeah. And then here we have our greenhouse. We are growing some tomatoes. Yeah, watch your step.
Yeah,
There's
I almost.
a lot of trip hazards here. You gotta keep, watch
are.
your feet. Yeah. So we got cucumbers and eggplant and basil.
Wow.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff growing here, and including little sweet potatoes that we started from slips. And we're hopeful that we're going to get some nice sweet potatoes out of that whole project. And
Yeah.
so it's
So, yeah, one thing to notice about this greenhouse is that it was pretty much put together by reclaimed, we used all these windows that were lying around and people were taking out of their house or whatever, so they were all just reclaimed parts.
right. They're in barns and garages,
Right, somewhat
and
in keeping with the
outbuildings.
ideals of trying
So
to
is this
reuse and recycle.
Passive, or do you have a heat source?
There is a heat source in the ceiling fan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And it pretty much just 3 seasons, or
Well, we will shut it down for a little while. We'll see if we have enough freezing. There's got to be a lot of plants in here to justify running that heater because the heater is expensive. So then, if we have enough, then we can justify it. Otherwise, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But you can see it. Did you see the cucumber on the vine there? We got some over here.
oh, all right.
Yeah. nice
Yeah.
keep-
So it's So we're
Marginal
gonna have
coming.
hopefully a nice. Cucumber, it's going to be going into fall because it'll stay warm in here. We won't freeze it, but yeah, watch your step for sure.
Yeah, it
Because
kind
it's,
of. Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
stuff.
cucumbers are not easy to grow because of pests and diseases. And so the fact that they're doing so well in here is something that we're really happy about.
I read that if you're dehydrated, I mean, that's the best way to get hydrated because there's electrolytes and tons of water, of course.
96% water.
And I like the taste of them.
Yeah, and they're super healthy. They're,
Yep,
they're
yep.
really good for you a lot. They're packed with all kinds of good nutrients and vitamins. So,
Yeah.
yep. So
This here, these are baby leeks that we never managed to get in the garden.
Leeks are good.
You can see the big ones when we get out there. That's why I show you those.
Okay.
Because that's how they started. And those will probably never get in the garden because
yeah, you should really be careful
Just never
walking
get-
backwards
never
around
get
here.
around.
Well, I'm pretty good at falling and stuff. So.
Okay, well, good. That's I'm glad you got a good experience in that regard. Oh, we did. Well, you wanted to see the.
Oh,
Nice
yep, yep.
video.
I got to go into their private, if that's okay with them. I don't
Sure,
know.
yeah, though there.
Depends on who's in charge here.
Here's some of the girls. Hey, girls. And they all got names, and they're all just lovely, happy chickens. So we have about a 97% survival rate. So yeah, so we have 17 out of the original 19. This is our 4th year with the chickens. So, but
So which one do I thank for my breakfast this morning? We don't know. Who
we
knows?
we are not sure. They all love to be thanked though. They enjoy being appreciated, and they work hard. They work hard to give us those eggs
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
after day.
Slide.
Yeah, well they take turns. They're very good at that.
Yeah. Do they ever fight?
Well, there's the whole pecking order issue. So yeah. See, okay, yeah. And some are friendlier than others. Some will be skittish, and some will be friendly. And I'll come in here, and some will run away, and some will run at me. It's so the girls all have their own little personalities, and yeah, they're really a lot of fun. Enjoy having them
There's
around.
a butterfly.
Exactly. And one thing that a lot of people aren't aware of is that chicken manure is #1 animal manure for vegetable growing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's excellent. High nitrogen, phosphorus, it's all.
I think it's easier to handle than other mammals.
Yeah, we have a little,
Or-
actually, like a little cat box in there, and I have kitty litter, and I scoop out their stuff, and it dries and composts, and then we bring it back to life, put it in the garden, and voila, we have great vegetables. So,
Well, good.
okay, so
Let's see now.
let's check out the garden
Okay.
and not
Trip,
fall.
not trip. Well, we're walking through a barn right now, so it's not
Yeah,
exactly.
it's the
might want to
grapes here,
check
we
out
should-
these beautiful grapes.
Wow. What kind are these?
Well, that's a good question. I think the variety might be Marquise. It's supposed to be a table grape.
We made a whole bunch of juice from them last year. You want to try some?
Try
Yeah.
them. Oh,
Let's see. There we are.
okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll try one. Sure. It's not poison.
Well, that's, I
They're a
put in
little
my
bit on the
mouth.
sour, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not into sugar too much.
That's an
They're
unusual
like
statement.
Concord grapes.
Well,
but
I
they don't
know.
have seeds.
Okay, now we're headed to the east side of the garden. The garden is actually separated into two pretty large sections. And this is one side. And every year we've expanded the garden quite a bit. And so it's just been growing and growing. And of course it's a lot of work, but I really enjoy growing lots of great.
You don't see this until you kind of part the...
You got to get in there close to
Oh,
see
wow.
those.
Yeah.
Those are poblano peppers.
Plabano?
Poblano. So if you make chile rellenos, that's what they're made out of.
And I don't even know what that is. I don't know
Well,
what
if you go to a Mexican restaurant and
Yeah.
they serve you chile rellenos, it's a pepper that's stuffed with cheese and then fried.
And see, here's
That's- that
green
sounds
peppers
good.
here. Here we go. Nice bell peppers that are going to turn red.
I think that's kind of what you'd call the more standard or
That's
common.
Yeah.
more of a standard
Yeah,
pepper.
and they're not hot at all. Now they just harvest the jalapenos for our best jalapeno customer. He comes here.
Oh, but he didn't take any jalapenos. He wanted some poblanos today.
Oh, did he want poblanos? Oh, I gave him one the other
Yeah,
day. and
that's right, and he said they were real good.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad to hear that
Yeah.
that worked out.
Sometimes customers switch, they fool you.
Yeah.
They just say, okay, I want...
It's all fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, people want different things. But we do have hot peppers. We have one plant of habanero peppers. And it just looks like a nice plant from the top. But if you look down in there, you'll see all those nice little peppers.
Oh,
Yeah, those are going to be red habaneros eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we do have another hot pepper called a Ryman Rocket, which is a very specific, one-of-a-kind variety given to us by our friend Maya. And and we grew them from seed again this year. So
Yeah,
So-
we're keeping it going.
and it's a very hot pepper.
This is our third planting of sweet corn. So certainly not knee-high by the 4th of July. But,
No.
but that one was.
That's our second planting.
Wow.
Yeah, those are
So-
coming along real nice.
And we're harvesting our first planting of corn, so we have a lot of corn that, and we don't really sell corn as much. We just keep the corn. We have a bunch of volunteers that come and help us out, and so we share it with our volunteers and eat it ourselves a lot. So, yeah. So yeah.
This here looks like a bunch of weeds, but actually this is lettuce seed. So it's lettuce that went to seed, and now eventually that seed will mature, and I'll collect it and plant it next year.
Lettuce seed.
So that's very exciting to me because it kind of completes the circle.
Yep.
And we've got some kale here too, so there's all kinds of vegetables growing here.
Why is there a joke about kale all the time?
Yeah,
Kind of a bad rap or something.
it doesn't have a good reputation as being a real super tasty vegetable, so a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's fabulously healthy and really good for you. So I put them in. I make a smoothie every day, and I add them to my smoothies, and I think that's a great way to get nutrients and
Yep.
all kinds of good vitamins. So
The old green leafy, as they say.
yep, exactly. We have some almost like 60 different peppers here growing. I mean, 5 varieties.
At least.
Yeah.
I think more. These are just things that we fairly recently started. So planting doesn't just happen in the spring. Bok choy and Chinese cabbage, and then there's some regular green cabbages and red cabbages.
This whole line had been all garlic. So after we harvested the garlic, we immediately planted the corn and then followed up with cabbage and bok choy and stuff. So, and I think that I really love that efficiency that we're maximizing use of our area, and we're getting 2 seasons out of a lot of different spaces. So yep. So coming on along here, and we get down into the leeks and onions and potatoes.
So some things are still being turned over.
So these are what kind of potatoes? Now, sweet potatoes was up in the
Right.
greenhouse.
We have some sweet potatoes here too. If you follow along here we got leeks. These are all leeks on our left. And this is a row of potatoes. And I think these are actually, I'm not sure if they're red or Yukon Gold, but
I think it would be nice for the video to show.
oh, we could dig up. Yeah, let's dig
Okay,
up,
good.
and
See
we
how that
will.
looks coming up out of the ground.
And you know, it's funny because
there's a little row of cabbages right there.
and what's sort of interesting too is there's a lot of people that have never seen potatoes getting dug out of the ground. So this could be, oh, they're red potatoes. There we go.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, huh? You dig it up
So
and
that's where they
voila,
come from.
there.
My mom never told me about that.
I think a lot of people don't know about this. Yeah. I mean, a lot of our people locally, you know, they've done some gardening, so they're aware of this, but
So anyway, so that's one potato plant, and we've got, maybe 3, 6, about 8, 9 red potatoes that came out of that one plant. There could be some, there's some more here too. There's some more yet. So anyway, so there's a whole bunch of potatoes, and what we don't want to do is expose them to light, or sunlight rather, because then they,
Well, they lose the.
the green,
they
they get green.
Yeah, that's not,
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
And people don't really like green potatoes. Apparently there's a little bit of something in them that makes you it has a laxative effect,
Oh,
you know, so
Okay.
depending on where you stand on
Yeah,
that,
depending
some
on where
might
you
more
actually want.
good information that everybody needs to know about. But anyway, so this is all red potatoes then, this whole line.
Yeah.
And we've been selling potatoes at the farmer's market. We sell Yukon Golds and Russets and Reds. So, and now we talked about the sweet potatoes. Oops, watching over this. Here, this is the sweet potatoes that we planted out in our garden here. And these are all sweet potato vines, and these are all grown from slips. And we grow the slips ourselves in the greenhouse, and then we plant them in the garden, some in the greenhouse as well. And this is the first year we've done that, so we're kind of excited. Hopefully, it's going to be a really good harvest in fall. So, and those sweet potatoes they get really big. I mean, you've seen them in the stores probably, and so that's kind of a fun.
do they tend to be less starchy than the russet or the regular white
I think
potatoes?
they are less starchy. I'll go
Like
with
the
less
lower
starchy.
glycemic index, whatever that's worth.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go with that.
I'm not
For
sure.
sweet potato?
Yeah.
They have more sugar, so they're probably going to be a higher glycemic index.
They make
but I
pretty
have
good
no idea.
fries. They make good fries.
Yes,
They
they're
are.
very delicious. Right? Here, these are eggplant. If you hone on down,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
those
see
are good.
where they're starting to grow some actual
I
fruit.
tried making an eggplant casserole once, but nobody ate it.
Oh, that's too
Pretty
bad.
bad. But I do like eggplant.
I like it too.
Eggplant, well made is totally good.
Well made is what you, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
key.
problem.
Sometimes it can be mushy. I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of it. It's got a mushy consistency.
Here's some various things. This lettuce is pretty done. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Maybe let it go to seed because it gets bitter this time of year.
I might take some of that for my smoothies because
Just do whatever you want.
yeah, because you don't really taste a little bit of bitter lettuce in a smoothie.
Yeah.
And it's still got all of the nutrients and vitamins, so that's all nice. Here we got beets and carrots, kohlrabi, fennel.
Yeah. So our customers can call us up and say, "Hey, I want some kohlrabi. I'll come out here, pick it, and they can have it right away."
Well, I was here a couple days ago, and a local restaurateur,
Right.
is that the
Yeah.
I guess there's no T. Restaurateur came out and got some. I think it was kohlrabi.
She got kohlrabi and raspberries. She was having a catering a special event,
Yep.
and so we what else? I think basil too. Yep, and we picked it fresh. So she got
Yep. I witnessed it. I witnessed it.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. So we can get people things that are fresher than they could ever get at a grocery. 'Cause,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
It's been on a truck and.
Even if it's at the grocery, you don't know if it's been there for 48 hours in the oxygen and the light.
Exactly.
and you don't know where it came in from.
Yes.
The shipping. You don't know if it was in a warehouse. You don't know. You don't know really a lot about the
That's
stuff
correct.
that you get. So people can come here and see exactly how we're growing food. We're growing it organically. We don't use pesticides and herbicides, and it's all natural. We're using chicken manure and compost as fertilizer. So it's a very much a natural organic process, even though we are not certified organic, and especially because we have a conventional farm field next to us that it actually prevents us from being certified organic. So.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll continue on our tour here.
Leeks. These are, so those little threads you saw in the greenhouse, this is what they're like when they
Oh, all right.
get big. And so these were all planted at the same time as the ones up there, but those never got moved out to where they would thrive.
Yeah, we got some onions here too. Look at that softball-sized onion right there. I got some onions that are bigger than anything I've seen or grown. So it's been kind of fun to have grown them from seed, and then have them get so big like that because they started as such a tiny little thread. So
Are these kind of on the sweeter side?
you know, people keep saying that, but they're just on the onion side basically. But they're not Vidalia onions or whatever.
There used to be a guy at the farmer's market who had candy onions.
Yeah, that's what I think these
And these
are,
were, you could just eat them.
supposedly.
They were really sweet. Oh,
Did you? Oh, you did?
You slice them and put them on a pizza. They were not, there was no, it was
There's no pungency?
No.
Yeah, because I guess onions are either pungent or sweet, but I was reading up on the candy and the blush that we have, and it didn't seem clear to me what they actually are.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could try one if you wanted to have a bite and see if it's any good.
Well, not on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we don't know
Do that
what'll
off
happen.
camera, then if it goes badly, nobody will see.
Exactly.
And here we got more onions and more leeks. Onions and leeks, and then that whole patch is all potatoes. So we have lots and lots of potatoes. This is our biggest. We had so many more potatoes this year than any other year, so that's been kind of fun. And here we've got some squash.
Oh.
Squash growing, butternut squash.
Butternut.
And different varieties. I tried a little experiment of growing squash with sunflowers, but the deer kept eating the sunflowers down. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you can see there's, that's like an acorn squash.
It's a little pumpkin. It's a little decorative pumpkin, I think, actually.
Is that a pumpkin?
It is.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah.
kind of freaky looking guy.
Here's a pretty one. I think these are going to be decorative.
Okay. Yeah, it was like I say, it was kind of an experiment to see how they would do with the sunflowers, and then the sunflowers got all chomped down by deer, and that.
What kind of squash then is this, you said?
These are, I think, decorative pumpkins is what Robin, because we just have so many varieties of stuff. We just kind of put it in and see what the heck it is at some point. But we have how many different varieties of squash are we growing, Robin? Like maybe 6.
I think spaghetti squash gets a bad rap too. I don't, for some reason.
Zucchini?
Well, spaghetti squash maybe.
Oh,
It's,
spaghetti squash.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of bland myself.
Okay, well there goes another one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, but if I'm going to eat spaghetti, I kind of really like the real pasta. Well, I know it's definitely healthier to eat the spaghetti squash, but yeah, I can hardly help myself from pulling weeds.
Well, you must be into gardening.
And I tell you, you could be pulling weeds all day, every
Yep.
day, and you still are never gonna.
Is it easier after the rain, whatever the rain is? I don't
Oh,
remember.
totally. Yeah. That.
Okay.
Yeah. They come right out of the ground, and it's all softened up and whatnot. So that's definitely the best time to weed is when.
Here we have something that looks like a marijuana field, but it's actually hemp.
Oh, okay.
Definitely looks identical because it is pretty much the same. It just does not have any THC. There's a little sign here.
There's a disclaimer. The warning: this is registered with the United States Department of Agriculture. It is illegal to remove any plant material. There's no fine print, at least.
Yeah.
It's right there.
There's an owl guarding it over
Yeah,
there
we got
too.
an
so,
owl
yeah,
over there
that,
guarding.
owl-
This is done not by us, but somebody who.
Yeah, this
Okay.
He's a friend.
He's a hemp farmer, so this is not our thing, but
Yeah, he
we're
makes
happy
CBD oil out of it.
happy
Yep.
to give them some space to do that. So, and here's our corn. This is our first corn patch. Why don't you pull a ear off, Robin, and show Ben what a fabulous.
Yeah, they're pretty small this year because of the drought, but they are lovely.
So what?
Oh,
How do you eat these then?
Corn on the cob.
Front of the cob.
Yeah.
That's hard to eat and look cool though, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, who's watching?
No, yeah. Do you like butter and salt and stuff?
Butter and salt.
I like
think
pepper.
he puts pepper
I
on
like
it.
Oh,
pepper too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but yeah, we also freeze a bunch of it too. We'll strip it off of the cob and freeze that for the winter. We have extensive freezers, and we do preservation, drying. We also do a lot of canning. Robin is fabulous at canning. So yeah, so we do it. We try to extend our season year round, so that this garden is feeding us all year. Now, we are certainly eating other food, but we are eating our food almost every single day of the year.
I definitely do. Yeah, every day. Here's a butternut squash plant.
A very happy squash
Yeah,
plant.
it's got a pretty big squash on it.
Yep.
There's a bunch of them in there. I mean, they're not even close to mature, really. It'll be a few weeks yet, and by then the corn will be gone and it'll be a lot easier to get to.
And now we're into tomato land. Watch your step here, because there's
Oh, yeah.
all kinds of irrigation lines which we
Yeah,
had
this
to
one
run
looks
this
like it
year
just
because of the
took over.
drought. Oh my goodness, that guy's toppled over.
Yeah.
Some of our
It's just, they're so huge. We have these heavy-duty cages and it's still not enough. But
Tomato land.
tomato land.
Good amusement park.
we have some 50 to 60 different tomato plants here, including maybe 8 varieties, a whole bunch of varieties, and a lot of
More than 8.
maybe even more than 8. Yeah, lots of varieties. So, and we sell a lot at the market. We're just starting selling the tomatoes, so that's been kind of fun. And
I think those are, for me anyway, that'd be the easiest thing for me to handle, because you just slice them and eat them, or you put them in salads, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
and they're mostly still green, but they're coming on for sure.
Now, okay, that goes back to the what is a fruit and what's a vegetable. So
Yeah.
botanically, these are almost all fruits.
Yeah.
Because they have what, seeds?
Technically, because they have
or
seeds
something?
inside a
Yep. But culinarily speaking, they would be
vegetable.
correct. Good, I'm glad you clarified that. It makes for a good argument,
I guess. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they are what they are. I know. We do as humans. We like to put things in categories, for
Yep.
sure, but they don't always fit exactly.
Okay, now so inside that tomato area is a bunch of squash plants and a bunch of cantaloupe, some watermelon, pumpkins, all sorts of vining.
Well, we got some big old pumpkins you can look at if you're
Oh
interested.
yeah, that'd
in
be
Yep.
fun.
Yeah. They're looking a little wilty this time of day, and it has been a terrible drought this year. I have never seen anything like that in Richland Center before.
Look at that guy.
A huge white pumpkin.
Yeah, it's like an albino pumpkin.
So do you
I
eat?
just made
Do you
that
eat
up.
them or did you?
Yes.
Well, it'll be copyrighted.
That one
No.
might end up being a decorative one, but here's definitely a pumpkin that we'll eat.
They call that the sacred albino pumpkin.
You made that up too.
I did.
See? Okay. That's another trademark.
Exactly.
A trademark.
We just kind of make stuff up as we go along, and
Yeah.
So you actually make how do you have to take everything out? It's kind of like squash then?
What do you mean?
For a
the
pumpkin.
pumpkin to prepare it. You can actually bake it in the oven and then pull it out, and then
scoop it.
you can use that for pies and
Yeah.
for all kinds of
Soup. We like pumpkin soup a lot.
pumpkin bread. It's
Pumpkin soup I've
fabulous.
had. So the stuff in the cans is actually squash?
It is.
I believe it.
Aha! That's false.
It's yeah, I know. False advertising.
It is.
And is that a fruit or a vegetable?
But I think a pumpkin
It'd
is
be a
squash.
fruit.
A pumpkin is technically a squash.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, once again.
I'm learning so much.
Oh, good.
And we've
Yeah,
got-
there's plenty to learn.
Yeah, we got beans on the fence there. A lot of rattlesnake beans, a variety that doesn't bite you, but is actually
Ah, that
It's
would
an
be.
heirloom.
Do you have any snow peas?
No.
no.
Oh.
We did have maybe some
Those are
snap
expensive.
peas, but that's really a spring thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and they just don't do that well here as we go from cold temperatures to hot temperatures without that cool period where peas like that cool
Was that you were doing something to that?
I just picked the first melon.
Wow.
It's pretty, and it's aromatic.
It is.
Yes, smell it.
Oh, it is. It smells very like earthy, natural.
Yeah.
Probably it should.
Yeah,
Smell that
so
way.
We'll see if it's any good. Maybe we'll serve that to the team tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow. This is a Monday, the 7th of August.
Yeah.
And Tuesdays you have your gardening.
Tuesdays we have our
Is it a-
volunteer squad show up.
Is it a club or a class?
It's the community garden team.
Yeah.
And a woman who was a college student wanted to do a project on gardening for her senior project at the UW Richland, and she came to us. And between us, we cooked up the idea of having this volunteers come out once a week, and they garden for 3 hours, and then we all eat lunch together.
A garden
Pretty
fresh
much
lunch.
a garden fresh,
Yep.
farm to table lunch.
Mm-hmm.
They can take home their vegetables with them, and everybody seems to be pretty happy with it. They keep coming back, so I guess they
this
like
is our
it.
third year, and everybody that's ever participated has returned or come back and has continued our relationship. So, and one of the really biggest benefits that I didn't anticipate is how our garden team has really become close friends, and they get this really nice social aspect, and it's just we're working together, having fun, and it just is. And then we're eating healthy, and they've expressed a lot of surprise at how great great tasting the food is. That's all vegetarian.
Yeah.
You know, and it's except we do have the eggs from the chickens, but
Yeah.
it's all this garden stuff, and they're amazed at how great it tastes and the dishes you can make. So that's been really a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's kind of different than, let's say, doing artwork. You don't consume it afterward, I guess. Some artists
Well-
would. Like Salvador Dali would make a sculpture out of hard-boiled eggs.
I definitely relate to what you're saying. I've always found gardening to be kind of an art form.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah. It's fun. And we do a lot of experimenting and try stuff, and sometimes it works great, and sometimes it doesn't. But
Exactly.
it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
every year
good.
there's something that's really going to do well, and other things that we wished would do well but don't.
Has gardening changed, over the generations? Like, were plants sometimes farther apart because they thought they had to be, kind of like when you grow sweet corn, they used to be these perfect rows.
Yeah.
Now they're just...
I don't know. I don't really know.
And we
Well, that's
wouldn't.
honest.
We would not be engaged in that kind of farming. So we're doing a whole different kind of farming, because as you can see, we have lots and lots of different crops. There's lots of produce, and so if we'll have a bad year for peas and strawberries, which we had a bad year for those this year, we're having a great year for what do we have? Great potatoes, onions, garlic. We're having fabulous years for those guys. Leeks and squash is looking good. Tomatoes are all looking. So when you have a whole variety of different vegetables you're producing, a lot of them are going to succeed, and that's sort of the idea. So I think the kind of garden you're talking about, or farming, is when you do a monoculture and you got a big field and that's all sweet potatoes, or a big field and it's all peas or tomatoes or strawberries, and that's not our kind of farming.
Do you stick with that idea of, like, you have to plant this next to this?
We try a little of that, but no, not necessarily.
There are some companion planting that make sense, that are good, like basils with tomatoes and things like that. But we don't. I think for us it's more important to plant stuff in a different area that we didn't have it in last year, because that is there's oftentimes pests in the soil, or it could be fungus or different issues
that makes sense.
can happen when you plant in the same area over and over again. So we're always trying to differentiate our planting areas.
Is that half an hour already?
No, that's probably one of your competitors giving me a call saying, "What are you doing out there?" Probably not.
Yeah,
Anyway, I got rid of them.
Yeah, our competitors. Well, speaking of experiments that didn't work very well, we got this trellis from the high school. They were tossing it out, and I think that was used at the prom for the couples to go through or something like that, and we set it up for cucumbers to rise up and take over that trellis and give us lots of great cucumber fruit, and it just hasn't worked out.
The cucumbers got a lot of cucumber beetles, and then they got some sort of disease and pretty much died.
Yeah. So the cucumbers didn't work out there. We do have some. You can see there's some cucumbers.
There's a couple there.
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
anything like what we had hoped for. But,
Yeah.
but like I say, sometimes you try stuff and it works. Other times it doesn't, and that's okay.
Yeah. And so over there we have a bunch of raised beds, and I think we'll just pass them because it's really weedy over there. And we can't quite get in.
It's hard to get in, but we still have a lot of different produce over there. Lots of things that you haven't seen yet.
Herbs,
Herbs.
dill and basil, and
Do you have any
Asparagus.
peppermint, spearmint?
Yes. Yep, we got mint, chives, oregano, all kinds of different herbs. And we have strawberries, and so there's a stuff that you've seen and then stuff that you haven't seen there. And this is all of our squash and melon area. And then we've got here we got raspberries. We have lots and lots of raspberry bushes, and that's.
these are ground cherries.
Yeah, a lot of people maybe aren't familiar with ground cherries.
Perhaps
I'm
never
not.
tried
It's
them.
it's familiar, or it's similar to a tomatillo in a way. It's in the same family that has a lantern. It's called like a little protective covering around it. And if you look at it, you can see here how they're growing with the little. Here they are, all of them. They got that little lantern that covers them. This similar to a tomatillo, and then when they fall, they'll fall, and that'll protect them. We can pick them up off the.
What do you use those
ground.
for then?
You can use them for a salsa. Robin's made a great pie with them.
Really?
I made ground cherry jam.
Yep.
It was so good.
Was it?
Oh, it was crazy good. Yeah.
I was going to ask how good was it, but you answered
I,
it.
I can't say.
But you're not biased. I think it really was good.
Actually, I think it really was. I
Yeah.
mean, I got that feedback from others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is dill right here. Dill weed.
Oh, I smell that.
Yeah.
I like that smell.
Yeah, it smells really good. And I guess you can see just watch your step because this is going
There's a little
right
ditch
here.
there, a little drainage ditch, and we had lots of flooding, and it ran some of the water off.
But
And here we got blueberry bushes too behind you here, and they didn't get watered enough, unfortunately. So they're scuffling. They're definitely scuffling, but yeah, the blueberries are so high maintenance plants, and they need a lot of acid. They are acid-loving plants. So here we got strawberries. Hopefully we just put these in this year. This is the latest blooming variety that we could get because we've had all these late frosts recently. And we still had a frost May 28th that kind of devastated our strawberry crops. But we're in a very low-lying area here. We're at the bottom of the valley. So when there's a frost, we get really cold. The cold air collects. I think the cold air comes down from that hill too. And we just have a lot of cold air, and it's amazing that it's a 5-degree difference from the house to here when you check the temperature, and it's not that far. It's a stone's throw. So that's been a real problem for us in terms of late frosts and freezes. So, but you just do
I
your
think that's
best.
why the vineyards or wineries and orchards are up on hills.
On a hill, exactly. But the thing about that is that the soil on top of the hill is never as fertile as the stuff at the bottom of
Yeah,
the hill.
that makes sense.
So we all of that soil fertility runs down, all of that. So we have like 8 to 10 inches of fabulous black loam here. It's a really rich, fertile soil. So that's a wonderful thing. Oh, we got a whole bed of basil there.
for some reason, the Japanese beetles have decided to attack the basil.
I was gonna
I've
ask,
never
where
seen before.
Where'd you
There's
get that drink all of a sudden? But it's kind of that. You know.
It's yeah, you don't want to drink this. The chickens are going to eat these.
Oh,
though.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, they're happy.
they love them.
Yeah, well, good. Somebody does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it used to be a problem before we had the chickens to dispose of the dead beetles because they got very nasty.
There's one there too.
Yeah, I'm a
Look, they
little.
kinda-
I've never seen them on basil before, but for some reason they've decided.
Yeah, usually they prefer raspberries, and this year, they've kind of diversified their diet.
Yeah, I guess they're not as picky as they used to be.
There's plenty of raspberries they could be eating, and for some reason they're not on the raspberry plants. But go figure, huh?
But honestly, this has been a very good year for Japanese beetles. We've had way more in past years. And
Wow.
we've had just like tons and tons of them, just a daunting number of beetles. And, we just do our best to pick them off. And it's,
Chickens like them, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Should we go down to the farm stand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Farm stand started as a table because we had too many cucumbers.
Oh, okay.
So I just put them out there by the side of the road. This is alfalfa here.
Is that yours or not?
It's ours. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a farmer that comes and does hay, and we get so many dollars per bale that he harvests. And he's done 2 cuttings already, and he wants to do a 3rd one. So that's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah. We
And
did
if-
not plant it. A different farmer planted
Right.
it.
And if you look at this forest here, you can see this is all our land, and this was all corn when we got here, and we didn't really have a need to have all of that, all of that corn. So we let a whole bunch of it go back, like maybe 5 acres of the 12 tillable acres, and we have now this black willow cottonwood forest, and that's kind of what a carbon credit is 1 acre of land that is returned to a forest. So we got 5 acres here, and we've pulled, and all those trees that's all carbon that's been pulled out of the atmosphere. So we're kind of doing our part for climate change, or
We're trying to. Yeah.
doing something for climate change, and I think it's important that everybody do something, because this is going to affect everyone, and it's already affecting lots of people. And the total acreage on the farm is about 18 acres, so it's a small farm. I mean, we can't pretend to be super big or anything or whatnot, and we're only using less than an acre. So yeah, it's surprising how much food you can get out of a small area when you really manage it and work it hard and keep at it. So
It's a lot of work.
that it is.
Labor of love, though,
Yep.
and it keeps us fit,
Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah, and
eat fantastically well.
Yep, and I totally enjoy going to the farmers market and selling our produce to the community and
That's
giving
so-
them healthy, local, tasty, fresh, organically grown vegetables that are as fresh as you can get, basically. So we
have
just
a very deluxe sign
Wow.
painted by a friend
he
who just likes doing that kind of stuff.
He did that 7-foot sign for us. It was just a very generous act, and was such a nice thing. Oh wow, we sold out of tomatoes! Yay! Oh, we got.
Put some more out there. Yeah, there's a bunch of money in there.
Oh, I'll go. Let's collect the money.
What?
This is how we do it here, folks. We put out
Things in a can.
I don't know if we should publicize this widely.
So there's no barcode to scan or anything?
Look at all this money! Woohoo! We're going out tonight.
Wow. You don't need to. You have all the food here.
That is true.
Yes.
And, yeah, the food's better at home.
It is.
It really is. Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing against any of the local restaurants, but
Well, some of them come here, for their food.
true.
One anyway, for sure.
Yeah, Wild Hills too. They.
Oh yeah, Wild Hills.
Yep. They're one of our customers as well, and we totally love their Friday night pizza effort that they do. And
there's a pool in
Good
here
old
too
Colleen.
that's got stuff in it for purchase. It's not plugged in, but it's got, we just put ice in to keep it cool.
So people aren't getting frozen pizzas and
No frozen pizzas.
but if you're looking, we're selling beets,
Kohlrabi.
Yep.
kohlrabi, cucumbers, There's potatoes in there.
What do you do with the kohlrabi?
I just peel it and eat it fresh.
Really?
Yeah. People maybe dip it in things.
Is it kind of dense?
It's, it's kind of crisp and nice, I think.
Okay.
It's a cole plant, so kind of in the same family as broccoli and cabbage.
So that's probably a true vegetable.
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, good.
I think the seeds would come off the top if you ever let it go to seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got leeks and onions and green peppers, jalapeno pepper. Oh, we still got a few jalapenos left.
Yep.
We had our, like I say, our big jalapeno customer come in, but he didn't empty that. Here's some zucchini, lots of fresh zucchini, big
Those are Romanesco zucchini.
Romanesco. It's an heirloom variety. Very few or almost no seeds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got a very distinctive star shape to it when you're cutting slices. It's kind of cool.
You mentioned the leeks, and I'm not a big soup eater, but can you make vichyssoise?
I cannot make vichyssoise, or I should say I never have.
Okay.
I'm sure I can.
It's good on hot days.
Okay. It's some sort of a leek soup.
It's a
is it?
potato leek
Oh,
soup, but it's
potato leek-
supposed to be cold.
But it's served cold. Oh, we
Yeah.
must do that.
Yeah, you must.
Yes.
Tonight. You have to. With all dispatch.
Well, we'll make some on the way back, and you can film us making it and then eating it.
You should, yeah. Make that next time.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
wanna
we could
come
have
back
y'all.
and-
We could have y'all. We could do a farm fresh meal, and that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could show people how we prepare and preserve some of the food, and we could try a lot of different dishes, and that would certainly be a fun one. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd be welcome to come. Whenever.
And then people could participate too, and they could make their own at home. And
Just have to dice the potatoes, and then there's some kind of heavy cream, and then the leeks. And
Heavy cream is key.
is it key?
Yes.
Good.
I actually made a potato leek soup with heavy cream yesterday.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Are you sure?
I did. I'll show it to you in the refrigerator.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it in there.
But I also put garlic scapes in there,
Oh.
and we had a little bit of broccoli. It's like, what stuff was later on, so we can put it all in that soup, and but it turned out good.
Well, what else did we cover everything?
I think we've covered most of it.
No, the Japanese beetles have to go to the chickens.
Yeah. Oh, you want to show that? Okay,
Well,
we can do it.
yeah, I'll just follow along and see what.
It's gonna happen fast.
Yeah, it's going to be a feeding frenzy. It's going to be like a bunch of piranhas.
Well, okay, you're on.
Yep.
I just put the thing down, and then they rush in and eat them. And the most aggressive ones get them all.
There's a saying that goes something like there's some early bird or something.
Early bird gets the worm. Early bird gets the worm. They're not worms. But
No.
Yeah. But I think it's also.
Well, that's
punishment.
pretty much take care of those.
Yeah, that's done already. But the ones who got them are the oldest chickens in the farm.
Oh, they've been around a while.
Yeah, so they kind of have pecking order.
They
Yep.
ruled
So
the roost.
they get to go first. Yeah. And that's, for whatever reason, it's a treat. Like, nobody else likes Japanese beetles.
No.
But they love them, so they're happy when they see us coming with beetles.
Yep.
And chickens, a lot of people they're omnivores, so they eat vegetables and they eat animals. And they actually, if they'll see a mouse, they'll grab a mouse if they get an opportunity. So,
Oh, good.
So they're
That's
little
right.
they're little mousers. So that's our farm, and I hope people come by. We're right next to the high school here on
Coverbridge Road.
Yep, Coverbridge Road, right off just a little bit north of 14.
Yep.
And we have a vegetable stand. People can stop by and grab a bunch of tasty, local, fresh, organically grown vegetables.
All right.
If they do not find what they want out there, they can come down the lane
Yep.
or give us a call. We're really happy to accommodate.
Yeah, we do custom orders.
Definitely.
Do you have a
We have a website.
You do. It's
Yeah,
probably
coverbridgegardens.farm.
.farm. I don't know that one.
Yeah, we should have actually focused on it at the. I got a there's a sign in my truck. But there was a sign at the vegetable stand. Maybe you can pick that out.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on there.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back for a class one of these Tuesdays.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're all
sure.
welcome to come
We
back
can definitely do
anytime.
classes.
All right.
I could do cooking classes. Yeah.
Vichy soir.
Fishy swab, well, we'll have to work it out first.
We'll have to figure out what the heck that is.
Oh, come on.
No, okay, we could just do it.
Cold potato and leek soup.
Couldn't be
Okay.
too hard.
We got cold potato
My
and leek
guess is
soup
you
right
gotta
now in the
cook.
refrigerator.
You said that before, but I don't.
I think
I don't
you have
know.
to probably cook it first.
Yeah, but I don't know how
And
to.
then cool it.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I don't
eat
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is in the refrigerator right now.
Okay. Okay.
It's cooked and cooled and.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you'll come back next week and every week to watch Our Town.